The Bully Girl Magazine podcast is your dog-eared audio destination, bookmarking the most compelling tales and insights from the vast canine universe. While we passionately dive in the world of bully breeds, dispelling myths, offering training tips, and discussing breed standards, our scope isn't limited. We cast our net wide to encompass a diverse range of dog breeds, ensuring no tale is left untold. Enhanced by expert interviews and inspiring stories, this podcast is a beacon for responsible ownership and breed education. It's where bully breed enthusiasts meet the broader dog-loving community, fostering unity, understanding, and shared joy in every bark and wag. So whether you're out walking your dog or listening at home, enjoy the show and keep coming back. I'm so glad you are listening or watching the Bully Girl Magazine podcast. Olin Leake, who owns and operates Bossman Kennels in Rockingham, North Carolina, joins us now. Olin, welcome to the Bully Girl Magazine podcast.
Hey, how you doing? It's such a privilege and honor to be here. I thank you for having me today.
Well, it's great to have you on. First of all, I enjoyed reading your blog post on bgmwarehouse.com and reading about the XL Bullies. And I'm looking at your pup and I'm thinking, I love how your pup looks like a pit bull in terms of the length of the nose. Because everyone who listens or anyone new, I am a pit bull fanatic, although I do love my XL Bully. So tell us how you got that awesome look.
So it actually started because this is my first in-house breeding. I had got a male from Man-Made Kennels from their Big Gemini Kennels Shadow. He had that real classic look. And then I got another female from another good friend of mine who has that good same like longer nose. And she reminded me of my first pit bull ever. So I was like, I had to get her. So I got Layla because she looks like my very first pit bull. And I decided to keep this one right here because they act just like my very first one. And this is Miss Zoe right here.
Oh, she's so beautiful and she's so calm, which I love. The temperament is so incredible. Now, I always ask the guests the first couple of questions, the same questions. So do any of your dogs do anything fun or silly that makes you smile or laugh?
Oh, yes. My big friend, she's 120 pounds. And anytime I grab a water hose, as soon as that water comes out of it, she's trying to bite it. I can be clean, I can be water in the yard. It literally, she will not stop until I make her stop. And it's like, she starts whining so much, literally, if I don't let her play with the water.
You know, I've seen videos like that on social media and they crack me up.
Right.
I love that. I think that's so adorable. All right. Now, when did your love of dogs begin? And I think we already kind of have a hint of the second part of the question is when did your love of bully breeds begin, which I'm guessing is with Xena. But when did your love of dogs overall start?
So dogs overall was literally me just growing up. I never had a chance to own my dog. My parents had dogs and I was able to help them with it. But once I got to college, I got my own dog, and it was a hunting dog. It was a red cow. I adopted it from a shelter.
Nice.
And when I tell you, I was able to just love that dog till no more. It just changed my life. But then going on to bullies, I started with just a regular pit bull, the old school classics. And I never even thought about owning a pit bull. But I got her and loved it so much, I said I can't get another breed until I know I want something else. But I ended up saying, I want to take this more serious because I was breeding her as well. And I said, well, it's time to take this serious. Let's start doing paperwork. Let's start doing legit trainings. Right. And so I decided to go, and this is the shout out to Gatorhead Bullies. They gave me my first, not gave me, but I bought my first bully from them and it changed my life.
Oh, that's fantastic. So what are some of the characteristics that you think are important for people who are going to be ethical breeders, and especially asking the why, which I was really impressed in your article about that. I think knowing your why in so many different situations can make such a difference.
Gotcha. So for me, it's more so I chose the breed again because I love them. But then outside looking in, a lot of people don't like the breed because of the aggressiveness that they think they may have, or they don't think they're good family dogs. So as good ethical breeders, I feel like we should change the image first and then always be honest and upfront. A lot of people will start to try to do some shady business and things, but if you're always honest and upfront with people, you always have the best business. And then also going along with that, you have to make sure you're not just doing this for the money. If you're doing it for the money, you're in this for the wrong reasons. It takes so much time, effort, love, and a lot of times you don't even get it back. So if you're doing it for the money, oh boy, you're in this for the wrong thing.
Yeah, I think that's so important because there is a lot of money that goes into it in the first place, right?
Especially doing like C-sections, going to the vets, getting vet bills. Yeah, it can get real pricey.
Well, talk to us about how you socialize your dogs, especially as puppies.
So I've always used my older dogs to kind of socialize my puppies. So in that way, they kind of just get the sense of, okay, it's okay to be around other dogs. And then also with socializing my pups, even with these now, I take them to unknown surroundings, unknown places, because that's how you build courage. And then you kind of just get them out their comfort zone. When a dog gets tense, anxiety built up, that's when you don't know how the dog will react. But if you put them in different situations to where they can get used to anything, no matter what, it's loud noises, trains, cars driving by real fast. They kind of just like, okay, it's there. I don't feel like I have to tense up and scary or react to something else.
Yeah, it's so important. I got my lab when he was 19 months. He's now 10. And he had never been properly socialized. And
Oh,
even now, still at 10, when I take him for a walk, he just doesn't know how to approach another dog without being completely insane. He doesn't growl, but he just barks his head off. He just comes on too strong. Thank
mhm.
God my pit bull was socialized early. I got him around 6 months. He's an angel with everybody. And it's funny the looks I get of like, wait, the
The
assumption is
one
the
that-
lab is so perfect,
Mhm.
right? But it really shows that it doesn't matter what kind of dog. They need to be
Oh,
socialized,
yep,
right? And then we have that extra burden because of all the prejudice and BS surrounding the bullies. It's so
exactly.
aggravating.
And going along with that, it's literally like you have to be on your P's and Q's. As
Yes.
this, with the breed that we choose to love, we have to make sure we protect them. So I feel
Yes.
like for us to be able to protect them, we have to make sure we're doing right by them to make sure they're prepared to go out into the world. Because a lot of people,
Exactly.
they look at them, they're walking across to the other side of the street, they don't even want to be around them. So I literally take my dogs out and I walk them on public main streets in big cities. And I love to just get the attention of how are your dogs walking? And I'm walking 4 or 5 at a time. And they're not doing anything. They're not trying to lunge at anybody walking by. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Social. I do this here, walking them in public places to make
Right.
sure they don't have to feel that anxiety I was just talking about.
Yeah, that's huge. Now, what do you feed your dogs?
So I was doing Victor until the big recall that happened.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So I switched back to Diamond, the high energy plus protein, and it's been doing me well so far. Along with that, they get raw eggs, raw hamburger. I do a little of the coconut oil.
Oh,
I
nice.
haven't tried like the anchovies and stuff like that I've seen some people do, but I figure they'll eat anything that comes into the store.
Yeah.
As far as vegetables, I do like puree, pumpkin. We'll get like the mixed berries, we'll blend them up, and then I don't know if you've ever seen the encasing that you can freeze. We'll end up putting
Oh.
those inside of those and put them in the freezer, and then you got little frozen treats on hot days.
Oh, that's a really good idea. See, Blue, my pit bull's stomach is so sensitive. I haven't been able to try too many things because he always ends up getting sick. So it sounds like your bullies can eat a lot of different fruits and vegetables and stuff.
They do pretty well with it.
Oh,
Now we
so
have
nice.
one boy. He he won't touch much of raw meat, but he'll eat raw vegetables. He just smells it, he sniffs it, he's like, nah, I don't want it.
The first dog I ever had, and I didn't get a dog till I was in my early 30s, was a border terrier pit bull mix. He was so cute. He looked like the dog from the movie Something About Mary, but bigger.
Gotcha.
And he loved broccoli. And I was reading that border terrier. I mean, he would act like it was steak. The problem is because of him being now with the border terrier and the pit bull, there's a full on terrier there with
Right.
full on gas issues. So we were like, Bailey, we know you love the broccoli, but we can't do
Especially that leafy vegetable. Oh boy, I can imagine the gas that you smelling all the time.
yeah, Blue can clear a room pretty quickly. So yeah, it can be pretty bad. Now, what about for exercise? What do you like to do
Well,
with them?
so I got blessed. I ended up buying a house with 2 acres. So
Ooh,
like my acre
nice.
is fenced, and then I have another acre that when it's time to just go run and we go escape and just have fun, we'll go do that.
Oh,
And then, of course, we do this multiple times a day, but just to be able to be blessed with that, yeah, I was thankful.
that's awesome. And they'll just run around amongst themselves.
That's it. And then I take them out in groups because I don't know if you ever had this a lot of dogs at one time. But trying to take out 9 dogs at once, oh my goodness, it can be it can be trouble.
How do
So
you do that?
my kind of organization is I take out the puppies first because I know they
Okay.
need to play, feed, and everything else in between. Make sure they get all the poops and stuff out. After I get them in, I'll take the 2 females I have out, let them wander along each other. They do pretty well for them to be 2 dominant females. I will say that. I have to kind of put them in check if we go out into a different environment because of other females that may try to be dominant. But for the most part, they do really well with all other dogs. But as long as they're not tried, they do pretty well. But
Oh,
then they're
that's good.
taken out, and then I take out my 2 boys. The 2 boys, I've had them since they were both puppies. So all they
Oh.
want to do is go outside and play with each other. I have to keep them away from the puppies because they want to go outside and roughhouse the puppies, but they're almost 100 pounds bigger than them. So I was like, yeah, we can't do that. So once the puppies get a little bigger, I can imagine taking out the puppies and the big boys at once.
Yeah, see, I envy that because even when Blue and Benji were younger, you put them in the yard and they might play for 5 minutes and then they just sit there and do nothing until I
Yeah,
walk them. Yeah. And I talk to other people who are like, oh, I just put my dogs in the yard. They run around for hours. I'm like, no, mine
literally. I
need
have
me there to watch or I need to take them.
so I can take them outside, but if I leave them for too long, I have to come back and check because they've gotten into something.
Oh, yeah.
So I can leave them out there, but then after a while, after they're done playing with each other, they're finding something to get into, especially these little ones right here.
Oh, I can't get over how beautiful she is, or he is. No,
This is
she is. I've had this thing since I was a kid. I always think of all dogs as male and all cats as female, which I have no I mean, why? I mean, I watched like Looney Tunes. Sylvester was a cat who was a boy, but in my weird brain, I still,
It's so crazy. I actually thought like that for a long time as well, so I
oh,
won't judge you at all about that.
okay, well, that's good. Now, what are some of the things in the bully world that you really like? And what are some things you wouldn't mind seeing change in the future?
Some of the things that I like is actually, for me, I've never had a bad person that I've met to where they're, as a mentor, let me say that first.
Sure.
Mentor. These big name kennels, if I reach out to them, I've never had somebody just be like, nah, I'm not going to show you the way. I'm not going to
Oh,
help you bring you into this loop of just a family, essentially what it is. Because at the end of the day, we're all doing this for the breed, or we should be doing it for the breed.
yes.
So everybody I come in contact with, between fair kennels, man-made kennels, Gatorhead bullies, oh man, like they've all been such big mentors. Even Meese XXL,
Oh,
he's a great
nice.
guy as well. So I mean, I just love it. And then something that I would love to see more is more meetups, just simple meetups, not us
Yeah,
for dog shows, not us going to compete against each other, but let's go meet up at a park and all get together and do these big dog walks. So again, show that these dogs can be brought together, can be all handled and properly, properly just handled amongst
right.
each other. So just to be able to again change the name of the bully world. Pits and
Yes.
bullies should not be just afraid. You should not be afraid of them just because they're in the neighborhood.
Exactly. I know. And they're such incredible dogs. That's what's so sad. I
Yep.
mean, one thing recently which made me happy, I saw this article online, and I think it was from Reader's Digest, which I think of more of as like older person or like middle America, kind of like everybody when I was growing up had it in their bathroom or whatever. And it actually had the 7 most affectionate dog breeds, and pit bulls were on there. And I thought, damn, we've come far, you
You
know? And
come
so that way,
on.
somebody in the middle of nowhere who doesn't know, or what, even a city, wherever it is, they're going to go, oh my God, like this is right before the lab, or,
Yep.
yeah, it was pretty nice. So I love to see those changes. And I think all the pit bulls in pajamas, I posted something recently. It got so many views because Blue is just so mellow and he just sits there all like slumped over in his pajamas. I mean,
I go let them know how they go. I try to
right?
put food on my dogs and they didn't really like it.
No, Blue didn't like it. He like 5 minutes later, he's like rubbing against all the furniture. And my teenage daughter's like, Mom, he doesn't like it. I go, I know, but I got to make a few more videos. He'll survive. Now, what do you like most about breeding these gorgeous dogs?
So it's so crazy. I've always wanted to breed dogs. So breeding them is seeing the actual birthing process. So if I don't have to do a C-section, I don't because I
Okay.
literally like going through the process of helping the mom connect with her litter. And I feel like they do a whole lot better with the litter when they actually give birth to them, they're cleaning them up, and just seeing that life come about.
Wow.
It's just so amazing, especially that first breath. You get the rubbing on, they get that first little yelp. Oh my goodness! I think that's the
Oh,
first thing that melted my heart when I first started breeding.
oh, that is so nice. Now, how big will your dogs get? Especially the one we're looking now, would you say? Your dog now is 6 months, she's six
So
months?
she's 6 months, and I think last time we weighed, she was 5 months at about 60 pounds. So she should be about 70 pounds now. Uh,
Okay.
Dad was about 135. Mom is only about 100 though, if that, and that's probably soaking wet. I'm probably being a little generous.
Okay.
But grandparents are literally 180 and 150. So male 180, female 150.
Oh,
So
wow. So they get
I,
big.
yeah, so with them, I put a whole lot more into the actual meals and things as they were puppies. I made sure I took the time, I groomed them, I made sure I put in everything. So I feel like her, even though she's the smallest one, will easily be at least 120. My
Oh,
biggest boy
wow.
I have, he'll probably touch 160, 170.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
That, okay. See, part of me, I really want the XL, but then I do like the pit bull size. So I'm looking
Yeah.
at her going, that's just, can she just stay that?
So and she
But
and so
she's not going to stay that size.
no, what I like about her though is her weight is all just spread about. So
Yeah.
it's not just in her midsection. It's not all in the shoulders. From top to bottom, it's thick, and then her
Yeah.
legs have now gotten longer. So she's starting to get that long stance of I'm not so close to the ground anymore. So you
Right.
looking at her, if she stands up, you won't be like she's not that much, but it's so spread out. It's so crazy just to see it.
Well, I think that seems really good for their joint health, doesn't it? You want to have the balance.
And that's honestly the reason why I chose XLs because I wanted to take the regular pit bull look and make it bigger.
Right.
So I didn't want it to just be in certain parts of the frame. I didn't want it to just be on short legs and just be kind of just going, just kind of close to the ground. I wanted it to be an athletic dog that can move, take the
Yeah.
time, handle the same weight, and it not cause hip pains. Because we
Right.
all know with larger dogs come hip problems and hip
Oh, yeah.
joints. So I wanted to make sure that it's all level throughout. So then that way we don't have any issues with that down the road. And then
Would you?
goes,
Oh yeah. Oh,
oh,
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
being an ethical breeder to where you know what you're doing, to where you have that research to know the issues that can come about, but you do the things that prevent it.
Yeah, exactly. So would you say that your XLs that are fully grown, are they able to be pretty athletic?
Oh yeah. So
Oh,
going back to me talking about my big girl jumping at the water again,
oh
she's
yeah.
120, 125 pounds. I
Wow.
mean, leaping to get it. I will literally have the water spraying in the air, and she's jumping to go get it.
Oh my
And my other
gosh.
boys, oh my goodness, they're 150, and he's almost ready to jump my fence that I have out the outside.
150. Well, yeah, I mean, my lab definitely, I mean, he walks like this now. It's hard, he can only get 15-minute walk a day because his
Mm.
joints, so it's tough. So I really like to see a well-balanced dog, and yours are absolutely beautiful. The other thing I wanted to ask is and this is really important, how do we get a pup from you? Take us through the process from start to finish.
So from start to finish, I'm a little superstitious. So I know a lot of breeders kind of do the once they breed, they do the like taking deposits and things.
Hmm.
I don't start taking deposits until I know the puppies are here, and I know that they made it through that scary kind of 1 week, 2 week mark to where I
Right.
know something can still happen, of course, but
Yeah.
I made it through that hard time to where their eyes are not open, they can see the mom's nipple, they can get around. So once I do that, I'll end up start posting them. I'll post to Instagram, Facebook. I'm about to start doing YouTube videos as well. So that's where I'll start the process. Once we get into it, once people start reaching out to me, they can also reach out to my cell phone as well. That is all my profiles as well.
Oh,
But
great.
once they get to that, they do a deposit. I do a puppy contract. It protects both you and the customer, or the customer and myself. After that, I make sure that the puppies get all their shots. We go do vet visits. We get health checks. Um, After that, I kind of start my training process. So that's the one thing that's kind of my niche. I
Mm.
wanted to make sure when somebody got a brand new puppy, they didn't have to go through that hassle of having a brand new puppy and
Oh
learning.
my God, you're my dream come true. That's what I've been looking. Okay, keep talking. I'm like, this is what I've been looking for.
So the puppies will be partially potty trained, like walking
Wow.
around the house, but they will almost be fully crate trained to where they're not using the bathroom in the crate unless they're just in there a long time. But again, puppies go
Sure.
nice. But I make sure they know how to sit, they know how to wait, even if it's for food, because in my head, you don't want to have a puppy, you drop something, and then they end up going to get it because they don't know how to stop.
Right.
So that's why my big keyword is wait. No matter what I do, I can teach you how to wait because you can change it to any circumstance that you're dealing with.
Oh, I love that. See, that's great. I do that with Blue because his pattern is he sleeps in his own dog bed, and then every morning I let him out around. He gets me up at like 5 or 5:30 in the morning. I let him out, and then he runs upstairs. He jumps on the bed, but then I can't get in because he's too heavy to.
It's
So I,
big.
I I get him off, and then I'll be wait, and he is so like gung ho, and I'm like Blue, wait, because I'm going back to sleep for another hour. So I have to get the blankets right, and then I'll say okay. But
Now,
he's so funny because I don't know how he doesn't just wait. He just runs up, thinks somehow I'm going to magically get under the covers with him blocking them. But that wait does work. Once I get him off, I just got to
mhm.
get him to wait ahead of time. But they're stubborn. I mean, that is
Oh,
one true
boy.
thing about these breeds.
Yep. And there are, if you don't, I guess, keep it in check, they will make sure they get away with it.
Oh, right? Oh my gosh. I know. It's frustrating, but I think it's worth it because the affection that
Yeah.
I get from Blue, I've never gotten from any. He's definitely our most cuddly dog
Mhm.
we've ever had. And that's something I look for in a dog. I want a dog that like is almost like another appendage, it's like my third arm or something. I
They
like
will
it
end up
right
without
there.
you. They want to be right up under you every time. Yep.
Yep, that's what I like. So what do you think? Oh, I forgot to ask about shows. Do you go to shows or compete at all?
So I've started going to shows, but I wanted to do my research. So I've
Mm,
started to learn how to walk the dogs on the leads. I know the rotation of the laps and stuff now, but I've never actually put them in a show.
mm.
I want to start being able to do that though, to be able to expand my surrounding, make sure they get the champion accolades that I feel like they deserve.
Yeah, that would be awesome. So what do you think of Bully Girl magazine?
Oh, I love it.
Oh,
Just the outreach, I've read literally, so I signed up for the magazine before I even did the interview. And just to be able to go through each one of those and see different kennels, hearing their life stories, and kind of just everybody feels the same way about this breed. And it's so good to see that it's really a huge community out there that really loves these dogs and wants to in the view and how they look to the people.
right. Yeah, it's so important. Olin, I've had so much fun with you. And I'm just absolutely in love with your dog. Tell us all the ways we can find you so we can get in touch.
Gotcha. So I am on Instagram at Bossman_Kennels. I'm on Facebook at Bossman Kennels. My YouTube page will be the Bossman Kennels because it's the other lot of Bossmans. But I am the Bossman Kennels. My cell phone number is 704-868-6635. You can reach out to me anytime. I tell any client of mine, I don't care what time it is. If you have an issue, call me. I will be able to pick up that phone. And then I also have an email address, which is Bossman Kennel without the S. So it's just bossmankennel@gmail.com.
All right. Well, you've been fantastic. I had so much fun. All right. So everybody, you want to definitely subscribe to the magazine. You want to go to bgmwarehouse.com. You can get my awesome shirt. They have so many other great things you can get there. I've been wearing my sweatshirt a lot lately because it's cold, but I thought I love this shirt. I got to show this off. You can also follow at Bully Girl Mag. Follow me at Lisa Davis MPH. Also go to the Google Play Store, the App Store, and get the Bully Girl app. Everybody keep coming back and have a great day.
All right, thank you.